Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Bastion. First off, let me ask you to turn off any ad blockers, whitelist me, help me make a career. So last episode we did the pipe dream, as it were, and then we did the history books dream, which we didn't realize that was a dream, so that's actually the most difficult one. And so we've got the stock pot, which is the second dream that unlocked in the bedroll that we're going to do today for the episode. We tried the pipe dream a couple times with all of the gods invoked, but it doesn't matter. So just for the sake of saving time, I'm going to do the other two dreams with none of the gods invoked. There's no reason. We'll do the rest of the game with none of them invoked. There's just no reason to make it harder on ourselves, to make the videos longer. We could probably do it, but it would take a lot of extra work, and it's not gonna give us a score or anything. I think that's all saved for the score attack mode, which we'll check out and see what that is next time. After this series is done. Let's get into the stock pot and start playing.
He wolfs down too much too fast, and it all goes to his head.
Next stop, who knows where. So, on the history books...
I've said a lot about the kid, but he ain't the only one wrapped up in all this.
It goes through, like, every single letter of the alphabet and names something important in this world. We changed up our weapons a little bit. We're gonna try the machete and the...
What's he thinking?
Pistols.
Well, let me see if I got this straight. I only heard it once. Once there was a normal Ura girl, but she wasn't born in the Tassel terminals like the rest of her people. She was from Celandia.
Oh, this is taking a little bit of time. Getting these guys out. Now my machete is ignoring the damage, the armor, so it is hurting it. It's just taking forever. Watch that bard.
Her folks were orphaned in the war, taken in and raised inside the city, on condition they would never return to the terminals. Ura refugees who came into the city had to stay for life. It was a way to reduce the risk of city secrets leaking out. The mama passed away from birthing complications, leaving the girl trapped inside that city with no one but her father. Her father was sharper than a brusher's pike, so he got a job working for the city's mancers. His daughter barely saw him. Her father told her nothing of her Ura heritage. He told her nothing of the mancers. It's for your own good, he said.
With all these guns shooting them, I have to stick in so I can get the burn effect on them.
She took to studying the arts, learned more through music than history books, gained a knack for strings and songs.
So, right there, when it took out that plant, it took it out, I think, because it had a max health, where, just to keep the game from getting stuck, if you do a massive amount of
At
damage
first, she
to it,
tried to be like other
even
girls,
when it's
but her
armored,
classmates spread
will
word that her
destroy
father
it.
was an Ura trader, selling out the city.
Or it could have been that the gun's just slowly, by one tick, is taking out. Oh man, I didn't realize we were gonna fight someone here. I found the flaw in using sentries.
One young man stood up for her, or so he led her to believe. He knew much of her heritage, and she grew fond of him.
So the ankle gator here.
The young man convinced her to take him to her family den to meet her father. Spoke of how he wanted to meet a man from the terminals. When the young man greeted her father in the Ura's native language, her father flew into a fit of rage and threw them out. The young man never told her that the Ura's native language is not to be used by foreigners. To do so is a terrible insult.
Oh, so now I wasn't paying attention to the story, but so the young man knew for a fact that it was a terrible insult and he was intentionally trying to. I thought it was the father who didn't tell her that.
It was then that she decided to escape. The two of them could flee the city together and go to the Tassel terminals.
Oh, that makes some of that makes more sense now. If you really pay attention to the story.
They would hide inside a garbage bin until it got ingested by a scumbag, then let him slosh on out of the city for disposal. Almost succeeded, but the authorities were already there when that scumbag sidled up to the city walls.
So it's the father and the daughter.
The young man had sent the authorities a tip, told him her father was using her to sell secrets to the Tassel terminals.
Like this young man did some
She
really
and her
nasty
father were
things.
arrested for treason, but her father got a deal. Returned to work for the Mansers, and she'd go free.
Man, this story is nastier if you pay attention to it. Is this the exact same story I heard the first time?
Before they
Or is
parted
it
ways for the last time,
changing
her father whispered a desperate plea.
things?
Hurry home to the den and lock yourself in.
Still not secret just naturally. Well, I wouldn't say naturally, but have a deep-seated dislike for people.
She did as she was told. down underground inside that den, she found a journal written in her father's hand. The next day, the door to the den turned to ash. The girl came up for air, and she saw the Calamity all around her.
Citrus didn't work as well with all those ankle gainers.
When the kid wakes up, his world's still in pieces, just the way he left it.
You will notice, what was I going to point out? It seems like they're trying to indicate that there were drastically different enemies in each of the areas. The Saldania, Rippling Walls, and then the Wilds, and then the maybe. But I guess it's true they are drastically different enemies, but
it's hard to sleep easy these days,
take much
what with everything that's happened.
Did not use the gun at all. Probably should have changed my weapons a little bit.
Zulf, very soon the kid's gonna have to face that man again, for the last time.
Yeah, we're kind of stalling.
They met on the worst day of Zulf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away. It wasn't the first time Zulf had nothing to lose. He was born to a simple Ura couple who didn't last long before plague took him.
Plague took him. I don't recall that part. So both. Every single one
He
of
grew
these
up hungry in the tunnels of the Tassel terminals, so he took to stealing from a Ceylonian missionary living there.
Every single one of these people has pretty much no parents.
He once got sloppy with his thieving hands.
So
the missionary caught him, but didn't rat him out. Instead, he offered to take him in. That missionary raised Zulf like a gentleman, like he was his own son. Taught him theology, history, and mercy.
Yes, it is a statement that it's always the kids that have to clean up the messes as adults. History always goes to the big messes. We caused the calamity and started a war and killed a whole bunch of people. Destroyed the economy or destroyed the environment.
When the missionary passed away, Zulf promised to continue his work to bring about a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelandia.
Well, you know, you can make a very lasting peace if you just kill everybody. Not the peace you probably want, but it is a peace.
Zulf started teaching the missionaries wisdom to any Ura who would listen, and listen they did. He advocated tolerance and argued that the Ura should atone for the war. He believed the city had much to teach his people.
When did the bodies disappear? They have to after so. Walk up the street.
However, Zulf felt he could only do so much in the Tassel terminals. He needed Caelandia to know the Ura had changed.
If the bodies are gone now, it seems like you have to be off the screen for a second.
He decided to do what the missionary did many years before. He left the city of his youth to brave a savage land.
The body's gone. Seems not to be along Europe. I should have gotten the Calamity cannon. Even the Calamity cannon.
The journey was hard, but he knew how to fend for himself. And then at last, Zulf saw the rippling walls on the horizon.
Pretty much all the way to the other end of Celadon.
He endeared himself to city folk straight away, and in turn he fell in love with the city and its people. One in particular. This young lady was fascinated by the Ura, but she never met anyone like Zulf. She told him she knew all the city's best kept secrets.
So this story, in contrast to Zia, is a story I think of she actually did love Zulf, and
the Hanging Gardens was their favorite spot. It was there that Zulf clasped her hands and proposed in private. proper Ceylonian style. He celebrated with his friends long into the night, joy and revelry like he'd never seen. Too bad he couldn't remember it all. He woke up alone underground inside the Ceylonian War Memorial, built like an den. But something was wrong.
So in the War Memorial, built like a den. Everybody that was underground. Except me. Wasn't underground, I was just so far down. I was saved. Where was it? They don't say. He was probably right next to the button to press the spider.
He emerged from that hole in the ground into a waking nightmare. Everything that wasn't gone was twisted upside down.
3 more reflections. Let's just beat on this and get full health. Watch as my health goes all over. Even though I'm not really doing any damage to him. Keep them from attacking me, keep them, we'll take it nice and slow. I hate when I have to do cheesy moves like this, particularly when I'm recording. But sometimes that's what it takes. Either you do the cheesy moves or you risk dying, then you have to start all over again.
The world was frozen, air thick with ash. What few faces he saw on the street stared back at him with gray and vacant eyes. He found his wife-to-be asleep inside her home, but when he reached out to her, she joined with all the ashes in the sky. It's all right.
Alright, well we got 2 continues, I hate to use them. I haven't been very warmed up.
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, oh no, 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 that is not something we wanted. Man.
And so Zolf returned to where he proposed in the Hanging Gardens. And there he stood, as if the gods would answer him.
So,
The kid's gonna be okay. As for that man, who knows?
if nothing else, I'm glad we bothered to go through those dreams, because it let the story be told a second time. Let me listen to the story a little bit more. I don't know if I heard it correctly the first time or caught all the little parts. Being at the max level. Also, we're probably not going to get any more XP to get to like a level 11 or anything. I don't think this is anything you could unlock.
He ain't all that shy. What else is there to say?
Yeah, what else is there to say?
Chromatic data overflow.
We've got all of our friends here ready. So there's only one more friend to get, and that friend is Zolf. We're gonna bring him back this time. We're doing things different. And so next time we go to the final level and we beat our second run. But that's the end for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out with YouTube. If you want to support me through fan funding, click on my name, Rydo. That takes you to my YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Any amount you can donate will be greatly appreciated. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus or Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.